Hey guys, welcome back. So we went on a trail ride over the weekend. We went to several different places. This one particular one is Devil's Canyon Road, or Devil's Canyon Trail. We're going to do something slightly different. So we're actually going to do a review while we show the trail video instead of making two different videos. So that said, let's get into the statistics about it. So Devil's Canyon Trail is a 1.1 mile trail from start to finish, but then you have to turn around and come back because there's no out. Devil's Canyon Trail is 9 miles north of Mulberry on Highway 215. So when you get off Highway 4 or Interstate 40, go north on Highway 215 and you'll find the turnoff for it. According to Onyx, it's rated at a 3, and I would probably agree with 99.9% of the trail that it is a 3. At the very, very end of it, there is a little hook and a drop, and there's a bunch of rocks and a whole bunch of stuff. We really didn't have a problem with it, but I would still probably give it maybe a 4 or a 5, especially if you're in a stock Jeep in the way that everything's rated. Yeah. So, I will say, there are a bunch of hikers on this, and according to Onyx, for off-road vehicles, there actually is a trail that continues, but it stops for the off-road vehicles. It's actually meant for hikers. Now, we get down to it, but we don't actually go down to it because we were too wide to get to it. That said, 0.4 miles of the quote-unquote trail is the parking lot, which is actually what you see up here on the left. So there's a parking lot, people go there, they'll go out, they'll go hike and all that. And we actually saw several hikers while we were out there. So outside of that, that's the statistics of it. I actually found it a really fun trail for only being a mile long. So it was still fun. It's just it got a little technical. So, but we're going to let the trail continue to play. This way you can at least see what you expect. As soon as we get to some of the first obstacles, we'll be back to talk about them.
Coming up here, you can see you got some ruts and a chance to do some off-camber on the high right side if you choose. It's still not that bad if you're in a stock Jeep. You can mostly hang to the left and you'll be just fine.
Shoot, even with a stock Jeep, you can go on the sides. But with ours, with 4 inches and 37s, we just rolled right over it.
Yeah, it was like going down a dirt road.
Alright, so coming up here is where the mud puddles kind of start. The mud puddles, for the most part, are between 8 and 12 inches. There's some later on down in the trail that are significantly deeper. I wouldn't take a stock Jeep through them. As you can see, I'm actually bypassing a lot of them, and there are bypasses for 99% of them, I would assume. But I had to skip them because I had an axle breather issue. It broke off, so we just had to cover it.
In the beginning, there's bypasses, but later on, I don't think there is. We'll see.
But anywho, Uriah and Patrick go through all of these, the ones that I'm skipping the first several bits, but they're not that deep. They had fun going through them.
Yep, we just let the mud on our pretty paint. this is your first major obstacle chance, I guess you could call it. It steps down twice and before you go through a mud hole. It's definitely not made for stock, but if you got a little bit of a lift and some decent tires, it's a fun little hole.
This hole that you go through next to, it's actually really deep on that right-hand side more than it is the left-hand side. I stuck out as much as I could, but coming back, I dropped into it, and it's relatively deep. So right here to the left is actually the first place we pulled here and sat there for an hour or so. There's a nice little bluff overlook. The actual Devil's Canyon is actually right in front of us, but you have to walk the trail down to go see it. We'll drive by it, but you won't actually see it. But it's a pretty little overlook. We got the drone out and got us a nice little picture and all that, and then continued on.
Yeah, right here to your left is the actual canyon, and if you walk from the overlook we was just talking about, you can actually see the waterfall, at least at the time of year we went.
It was more of a water drip, but yeah.
Okay. They called it a waterfall.
Call it whatever they want. So just to your left is actually one of the other campsites. There's another overlook there. There's another little rock bluff, but it was significantly smaller than the first one. Right here's just a decent little climb. Nothing major. There's nothing huge to get up and over. But it's fun. A little lock deeper as well. So this mud puddle right here is probably the deepest of them all. It might be closer to 16 inches. So again, maybe halfway up your tires if you're running 35s. It almost got into Patrick's doors.
Right, but I also came right behind me, so it was still pushing and all
All right, so right around here is where the trail starts to narrow just a smidge. It's not horrible. We still fit through it just fine. But there's absolutely no place to turn around. So if you're in a stock Jeep and don't want to do the rocks, then this would be the perfect place to turn around.
Absolutely.
Alright guys, right here is where all the technicality starts. This tree right here will smack you in the face, especially if you get too close to it.
If you have your top doors off.
Yeah, you can ask Chris too, he'll vouch for it. So I did try to avoid the tree and got a little bit too far right, and since we have Gladiators, they're very long wheel-based. So trying to get around me, I made it difficult on myself.
The looks of this is very deceiving.
Yeah, the GoPros do this all the time. You see people do all these cool fancy tricks and blah blah blah, and it doesn't look like it was too bad, but then you get a different angle and it's like, holy crap, this is no different. It looks like we're just going down a dirt road. This is actually
this is a little technical, but it's not
too horrible.
Yeah, if you take your time, it's not bad.
We're going to want to video that.
But even at this part, we're, I think, 8-9 degrees, nothing major. Right here is where it really starts getting fun.
This is where it becomes a 4 or 5.
And down. And again, I unfortunately made this too hard on myself because I cut it too early. I was thinking where the rock was at, I'd catch that left-hand side of it. It didn't work because I hit a tree.
Yeah, almost lost a fender.
Yeah. Patrick went way further right, and when he went way further right, he also came off the rock right. So he did scratch a little bit, but he did also hit that tree to your right.
I didn't hit it.
You got close to it.
Okay.
You got close to it.
I had to back up.
You had to back up.
Just like you.
In your standard. This is the unfortunate part where I had to back up as well, and
that way,
it just wasn't want to go.
Cut this way. There you go. Right now, you're putting yourself right into it, man.
And my spotter doesn't know how to spot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Now back up. Keep cutting and then back up. There you go, back up. Are you in low lock? No. You're gonna need low lock. There you go, Nate, straight. Straight. There you go.
Alright, we made it down. We're going to cross the little creek. This little rock right here is about a 12-inch jump. And this, in all technicality, is the turnaround. This is, you would turn around and go right back where you're at. There's a nice little camping spot there if you wanted to camp there, if that's your thing, whatever. But we follow the trail up because there is a trail. And we thought, hey, yeah, we'll make it up there. But no. We made it around the corner and we just hit trees. It's just too narrow for us. So we got it all turned around, and I didn't show all the recording because it was like 10 180-point turns. So yeah, no sense. But this is the going back up. Patrick's working his way up because we just had to turn around where we were at. So now I'm following him.
Perspective of that rock ledge we come off of.
Well, here's our big fun mud puddle again. We get to go through it again, and you get to watch Patrick do it first this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably, like I said, by far the deepest mud puddle of the whole entire trail, and I wouldn't give it any more than 16 inches. leave no more.
Nope.
Did you get it
So
wet?
I'll take over from here.
I got out and let you drive it.
So here's the little, or big mud puddle, plus the two-step up. Just wanted to show you this going the other way because this is the only way we really got good video. So you get to watch it.
All right, hold. Yeah.
returning, then welcome back, and we hope you enjoyed it again. But we'll let you finish watching this trail, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.